Before diving into Azure boards, we are going to be first creating a project in our Azure DevOps service, and then we will see what are the different kinds of settings that we can set for our project before we start creating the board itself. So for that, I'm going to flip to my Microsoft Azure DevOps Service. So as you can see, this is the same project that we were discussing in our previous video with our boards. And today we are going to be creating an all new project instead of the process oriented project over here. So for that, I'm going to click this particular Azure DevOps. So before doing this, if you have not really signed up for the Azure DevOps, please go ahead and sign up and start creating a new project like how I'm doing over here. So you can click this particular very super simple create project button, and I'm going to call this as Udemy course project, and I'm going to give a description, but if I don't really have to give any description, I can just leave this, but I'm just going to call this as Udemy course project demo, and then I want to choose a public project, because with public project you can see you can create an unlimited number of minutes for execution and 10 parallel execution for unlimited as well. So you can use that, and you can see with the public you cannot use certain features like TFVC is not supported, which is pretty much fine because we'll be using the Git for our project. And you can see there is an advanced option, and it will ask you the version control. So you can choose the version control as Git or a Team Foundation version control, which is currently not supported, but I'm going to choose the Git. And also the work item basic, as I said, the process can be basic, agile, scrum, or CMMI, which is nothing but the Kanban. I'm going to be just choosing agile over here, and then I'm just going to be creating it. So you can see that the creation of our project is happening right now. Here you go. So here's our Udemy course project, which is over here, and it's kind of a pretty empty project right now, and it has everything empty, something like board, repos, and pipelines, test plans, and artifacts. So everything is pretty much empty, and I'm the only member of this particular project as well. So if you're going to be doing any sort of managing your service, you can click this guy. So it brings you to the setting, and within this in here, you can see the different kind of stuff that you can do. You can also change the visibility to private if you want at this point, and you cannot change the process, I guess, because it's agile already. So you cannot change the process over here. And you can see that for the agile, you have the work item type as bug, epic, features, issues, task, test cases, test plan, test suite, and user stories, which is pretty awesome. That's exactly what we are looking for as well. And you can have the teams. Within teams, you can see what are the different kinds of permissions that you can give it, and you can add the administrators that you want. I'm not really going to be going into the teams yet. And then you can see the security, where you can set for a particular team level, like what are the different kinds of settings that you can set. So you can see you can you have not set the bypass rules to work item update. You can do that. And also creating tag definitions is kind of inherited, which means it is allowed, and it is inherited from the previous permissions. And also you can see the different kinds of permissions that you can set for these different items. Again, these are pretty much exactly the same like how we discussed in our Team Foundation Server 2015 and 2017 course. It is pretty much exactly the same thing. There is no change. So even if you have a knowledge on Visual Studio Team Service, you can see or even relate the screens pretty much exactly the same like how it was before. And then the notifications. The notifications is pretty much exactly like how you think about for a build completion. You're going to get any notifications over here, and then you can see the pull request, and you can see the favorites and stuff. So basically you get all the notifications once you have one. And similarly for the service hooks and the dashboards and the project configurations, team configurations, you can see these are pretty much straightforward based upon the configuration that you'll be doing for the particular project. So if you're going to have like an iterations, or you're going to set a dates at this point for the sprint items, you can do that from here. Again, don't worry about these things because we'll be doing that in our boards while we discuss about that. And then we have the team configurations. So you can also see like for the backlog navigation, you can have features and stories. I also prefer to have epics. If I want, I can do that as well. And similarly, we can set the iterations over here, like how we saw in our previous option, and then you can go to the areas, and you can select the areas of the project that you need to be adding that, which I'll be closing that. And then you can also create some templates for these kinds of stuffs, right? And the GitHub connections, again, if you're going to connect to any one of your GitHub organizational account or your own account, you can be doing that as well. But I'm just going to be leaving this as of now because I can directly connect with my GitHub because it's kind of public, and also this particular project is public as well, so we can directly use that without any problem. Similarly, the service connections and the agent pools and the parallel jobs, we'll be discussing about these stuffs in our upcoming videos of this course, so don't worry about it yet because these are something related to the build process. So we'll be talking about these build process stuffs in our upcoming videos of this course. But as of now, this is what is the project creation, guys. This is how we can create the project, and you can quickly run down the project settings within your project and see how stuff actually works. So once everything is created for your project, the next item is you can start working with the boards, which we'll be discussing in our next video.